Hello guys and gals, it's Soulfax here and you're watching my second ever CSGO video. Since the first video that I made, I've played a lot of games. I've played roughly around 150 hours of CSGO and most of that was in competitive matchmaking. And I think I've reached a point from where I can't improve by just constantly playing the game. And that point is currently Golden Nova 2, so I'm gonna just say it, I'm stuck in Golden Nova 2. Now this is kind of going to be the point of this video and probably the videos that are going to following this. So I'm going to try to analyze some of my games and see how I can improve by myself by analyzing my games and seeing what I've done wrong so I can not repeat that in the future. So I'm going to be showing you two games today, one on Dust 2 and one on Mirage, and I'm gonna try not to sugarcoat it too much because, well, it's easy to try and show yourself in the best light, so for this video I'm going to be showing you one relatively good game and one relatively bad game that I've played. So let's get straight to the first round that I'm showing you today. So the first round we're going to be analyzing today is the first pistol round on Dust 2, when we're starting with the terrorist sides and we already decided we're going to go long. So I grabbed my Kevlar, which is what I usually do on the terrorist sides, well also on the CT side, and we decide to go long. Now I'm not very comfortable with the Glock, I'm much more comfortable with the USP. But luckily our entry kill goes well, so he wasn't able to get any headshots off at us, and he drops a USP, so I immediately try and grab it, and I do grab it. And I know there's at least somebody going to be at CT, so I try to actually get some headshots here, but I wasn't paying very close attention because there was actually two guys at CT and one guy went long and I get taken out. Now, what did I do wrong in this replay? I think my biggest mistake in this round was staying at long instead of climbing up to the ramp and maybe possibly going short. So I picked up the USP and I was trying to trade shots with the guys at CT, but the problem is there were two of them, there was only one of me. They can concentrate their fire on me and I cannot concentrate my fire on both of them, because if I'm trying to switch between my targets, my aim is gonna be so much off, and that even more magnified by the fact that one more guy came from long. So my biggest mistake in this round was just staying at long instead of climbing over at the ramp, maybe going side or maybe even going short, and that's basically what got me killed in this round. I was hunting frags instead of trying to win the round. To add some contrast to that first round, I'm going to be showing you a rather successful pistol round. This is my usual pistol round. I don't know if I mentioned it, but I'm rather good at pistol rounds, especially on the CT side. So this is the second pistol round on Mirage. CT side, I decided to go for B because what usually happens in these quote-unquote low-rank games is that the terrorists on pistol rounds decide to rush B with their Glocks. They close the distance and they manage to just overrun the CT side. Unfortunately for me and my buddy over at B, they weren't rushing right away. They went through mid and they engaged in some firefights with our friends there. So the first guy came from short. I managed to get him down because he was on very low health. Now, I'm still holding the position looking if there's somebody going to come from apartments, and one guy does jump from apartments, and this was a clue that there's more people at apartments. I get my second kill here, and I was expecting somebody from short, but lo and behold, there's another guy in apartments, and luckily, this was pure luck, I managed to jump around, get my bearings and start shooting him, and I managed to get my third kill. Now, this is a rather successful round and it worked because I was very patient. I didn't change my position, I was trying to pre-aim there, and I capitalized on the fact that I was ready for them coming here and they were not ready for me to be here. So yeah, let's move on to the next round. So the next round I want to highlight is the fifth round on the first map that I showed you, Dust 2. We are leading currently 3-1, but we're doing kind of half an eco because we managed to lose all of our weapons in the last round and we're pushing B. And as you can see, there's a guy with the AVP on B, and now we're kind of stuck because we have absolutely no smokes, no utility at this point in time. We just can't go B anymore, so I decide to relinquish my position with the bomb and try to go for a mid push, maybe try to catch the guy on B off guard if he is the only guy over there. So I pass the doors on middle, and this is where I look CT and I get shot from middle. I managed to flick around and get the headshot on this guy who was just doing something very wrong because he didn't take me out while I was not looking. I look over the CT and see a guy pushing over, so I switch over to my knife. No, I didn't switch over to a knife, excuse me. And I get the AVP and try to get a shot off at him. Unfortunately, I missed the first shot, but I'm not gonna miss a second time because I see him peeking outside the box and I get a second kill. In the meantime, my team managed to clean this up and we gotten our fourth win of this match. We even gotten the plan down. Now, what did I do good in this round? Well, I just played very conservatively. I did kind of rush mid. That guy that didn't manage to kill me gave me an opening to take his weapon, and then we managed to overrun B. Moving on to the sixth round, I decided to keep the AVP, which is something that I usually do. I think of myself as a very good opper because I practice the op a lot. I have 2 maps that I practice the op on. I usually practice on deathmatch, but I also have 2 of the workshop maps, the aim maps, whatever you want to call them. I don't know their exact names, I completely forgot about their names, but yes, that's what I usually do. So I got the op, and my team is going short, so I decide to push up long to see if I can maybe cover them. So firstly I check if there's somebody looking through double doors, then I flash at long, and what I didn't figure is that there's somebody hiding around this corner right here. I looked over there, but I didn't look long enough, and I get taken out. Now this could have been easily avoided by me just like literally looking over there 5 more seconds, and that cost us firstly my frag, and then the frag that the guy picked up with my AVP, so that's a very bad play on my part. If I've actually checked all the corners as I was supposed to do, this wouldn't have happened. So moving on to the next round. So moving on to the 7th round, one of our guys already gotten taken out. He was using the AVP, so I decided to pick it up. Now we're pushing long. The bomb is already long, and there is an AVP at sight. I tried to go for a wall bang, but I missed. Now this guy that is going to be pushing over does most of the work in this round. He gets the guy that is at sight. I throw a smoke over at CT. I kind of mess up, but he still does get 1 more kill. Now this is where I mess up. I decide to go over to the ramp. I throw a Molotov over at CT. I think I covered most of CT with it, but this is where I decide to push up short. Now, I wanted to take the guy out that is coming from short, but I mess up. He throws a flashbang, blinds me, and now there's a guy jumping over from ramp. He manages to clip me with the AVP as jumping, and the guy that was coming short manages to take me out. So how could have this been avoided? What did I do wrong here? So firstly, my biggest mistake is here I decided to go for the AVP. As you can see, the enemy has 3 AVPs on their side, which means that fighting AVP versus AVP only comes down to if you're a better shot or if you've got the better position. Currently, the enemy's got the better position. Luckily for me, again, that guy was the superstar of this round and he managed to take him out at sight. But now this Molotov that I throw was supposed to stop the enemy coming from CT, and I kind of messed up because the guy did manage to get over to ramp and try and jump shot me. But here I threw the Molotov with the intent of stopping anybody from coming to CT, but I still go short. What I should have done is I should have stayed sight, maybe hid for a few moments and waited for them to come. But here I missed the shot at short. The guy that was jumping up from ramp manages to clip me and distract me and split my fire, and I just couldn't respond to this. The proper thing to do would have been to stay either at long or go and hide at sight to see if I can maybe take them on one-on-one. So we're back at Dust 2. This time it is the 11th round. It is 5-5, but at this point in time I believe that we're at the advantage because we have a lot more money in the bank and we have a fuller buy. As you can see, 2 of our guys have a lot of utility between them. I got all of my smokes, all of my flashes, and a Molotov, I think. So at this point in time, we're just decided to see what we can do to spread out around the map and maybe pick something off, and when we get the entry kill, maybe we can push up to one side. So I throw a flashbang over at long, and this is where I mess up. I try to spray down the guy at long, and now I mess up because I didn't try to go for a simple headshot. I threw another flashbang, and I knew he was gonna be somewhere around here because, well, I wouldn't retreat if I was him. And then I tried to spray him down, and then I crouch and get my head blown off. So what could have I done better in this round? 1, 2, 3, and... So firstly, my approach to double doors was correct, I think. So I flashed out, I managed to make the enemy fall back so I can pre-aim at his position. But instead of going for a one-tap headshot and maybe just a few body shots, I decide to spray and miss everything. So I spend my second flash on trying to get him back off again, maybe repeat the thing. But this time I push double doors and then I just slowly peek around the corner. And this is where I made the biggest mistake. Instead of just simply going for a spray down, I decided to crouch down and go for a spray down. This guy was aiming at my chest. And when I crouched down, I got my head blown off. This is something that I do very, very often. I mess up by just, instead of staying upright, I crouch down and then give the enemy that is aiming at my waist a headshot. Yeah, that's something that I really need to change. But let's move on to the next clip. This is going to be the last round I will be showing you today. This is the 20th round on the Dust map. Dust 2 map. And we're on the CT side this time. And I've got an AVP in hand. Now, AVP and me have a very love-hate relationship because sometimes I'm very good with it and sometimes I'm very bad with it. In this match, a few rounds I played very poorly, but here I peeked through middle doors and there's a guy with the AVP on the other side. I managed to flick upwards and take him out. Now, luckily for me, I didn't get taken out myself because if this guy was any better of a shot, he would probably manage to take me out. So I decided to stay mid again and look through double doors because I was expecting somebody coming through either short or maybe even still at T-spawn. And luckily for me, again, the guy who is at T-spawn isn't a very good shot. He manages to miss his first shot, then his second shot, but I'm not going to miss my second shot and I get my second frag. Now just look at this. That is the bot from the first guy that I've taken. He's controlling the bot and he decided to do the same thing that he did in the last round, and he just jumps in front of my gun and gets himself taken out. Now there's another guy in the middle here. Luckily he's fighting somebody else, not paying a lot of attention to me, and I get my fourth frag in the round. I was really looking forward to getting an ace in this round, but unfortunately it wasn't to be because the guy managed to rush T-spawn and gets the 5th kill in the round. But yeah, in this video I've learned that just looking at my gameplay I have a lot of flaws. Mainly I'm overly confident in my aiming abilities, and when I do try to go for aim battles I tend to spray a lot. My crosshair isn't perfect because sometimes it's too big and sometimes it's too small. I think that's a thing that happens to everybody's crosshair, but I think I need to just tiny bits, just to smaller the lesson, to decrease the gap just a tiny little bit so I can get a better result with trying to go for headshots. Another thing that I've noticed is that I'm kind of too aggressive when it comes to playing this game. I just don't like standing around and waiting for somebody to come in my crosshair. I don't like holding angles. I like to take the fight to the enemy. But again, that pulls the question is, am I a better shot than they are? Is my aim better than their aim is? And am I going to come into their angle that they're holding and get taken out instantly? So I think that for the next video, I need to try and working on firstly on my positioning, secondly on my over-aggressive style. I need to try to be a little bit more passive, and thirdly I need to try and not take those aim battles when I think that I'm not in the advantage. When I'm not holding an angle and waiting for the enemy to come, I need to try to hold angles a lot more. But anyhow, I hope you enjoyed this video. It was been kind of a clusterfuck for most of this video. My name has been Soulfax and I will see you next time.